Hi everyone. So today I'm going to do a collective reading for which date should be November 24th, 2025. So I did shuffle and a few cards fell out already for the collective here. And I've been tuning into the energy and so I'm going to just kind of decipher this first kind of core theme that came out, and then I felt that this needed further exploration. So I've got some of my other decks that I felt would be useful on hand on the sides here for extra clarification should it be needed. My next instinct is to pull from the Divine Abundance Oracle here just to get kind of like an overarching theme here to kind of continue what I'm about to begin to explain here in this core theme. So I sense a huge energy of fear. Everything is in reverse on this board except for the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is the only thing that's upright, and so here I'm feeling actually let's start with the Devil. So the first energy here is a huge fears energy that was overcome. And I also was sensing something about like temptations, so like overcoming temptations that you didn't want to like give into or something like that, but you're feeling off balance and unsteady, and there's so many strange energies going on here alongside that, where I did feel kind of like a sensualness with the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. So that's present there a little bit, possibly. And, with Two of Pentacles, you're being off balance in the material plane. So King of Cups, I'm also feeling like that could suggest a relationship. So there's something kind of weird there. And then Queen of Cups in reverse, there's something about like your inner feeling state. And again, the kind of that sensuality energy. And there's something about the intuition is off. So your psychic sense is off. And so you're just really off balance. And then the Magician is in reverse. And so with the Magician in reverse, I was feeling like, your spiritual energies that, you would normally gather and focus for a manifestation are, they're currently not focused because you're like dysregulated and like you're confused. There's an energy, I think, here of confusion too. There's like a mental kind of confusion thing. And this World in reverse here too thing is like, if there's something that you're supposed to be manifesting to kind of create a better situation for yourself, the portal is not open right now because the energy is not able to be directed. It's not getting directed into a proper manifestation because there's this strange turbulent energy of like desire, but it's unfulfilled, resisted successfully possibly, and that was good, but at the same time it's left your system dysregulated, and there's issues possibly surrounding you with like relationships in your life, and also financial situations are not in harmony, and your inner psychic sense, and like maybe you're empathic too. I just picked up on that, and so like you're just sensing the energies of the people around you and the situation around you, and it's just everything is a mess. So I hate to be a negative Nancy or like that, but that's kind of what I'm sensing. So I think I'll get back to this one. I'm feeling let's pull an overarching theme here from the Goddess, Gods, and Guardians Oracle card deck and see if I can get some confirmation or a little bit of expansion on the themes here. Let me just make sure I got all the cards. Yeah, looks like I did. Okay. I'm going to put that back over here. Okay, is there anything that will be helpful for this collective to know? What is kind of an overarching energy theme here? What is it? What is important to be clarified here? Is there anything missing? What needs to be known here? Okay, that's an awful lot of cards. Let's go ahead and take it. Let's go ahead and be brave, and let's see what came out, because like that's a lot of cards, but let's just see. Let's just see what goes on here. So I'm going to pick these up carefully because I don't want to disturb the under layers too much, if that makes sense. Okay. I'll leave those looking nice and neat for you guys, and let's shuffle these just really quick. Okay, what is the first thing that wants to come out here of the selected messages? Okay, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to take the top card. It's you. Past life healing, and I felt like that was in reverse. And Hecate, so that's the goddess of witchcraft, and the triple moon goddess you see there, and the throat chakra is active there. So speaking your reality into existence. And with the Magician too, it goes like witchcraft, manifestation energy in that way. There's something off there, past life healing. So this is a karma then, whatever situation you're in, and that you're actually working on paying back the karma by letting this energy pattern that is kind of negative, it's playing out right now, and so it has manifested. It's overriding your own manifestation energies right now because you have to pay back a karma from a past life. And so you're experiencing the consequence of, or maybe not even past life, but just you're experiencing some karma. So you're experiencing a consequence of something you did. And now that that energy is returning, it needs to be paid back. So the energy just needs to play itself out so that it can be gone and done and that you learn the lesson. And then you'll have a clear slate after that is played out for you to begin manifesting again. But in the meantime, because this energy seems to really be coming back very strongly, your own potential to manifest other things that are outside of the energy pattern of this karma is being blocked because it's just being overwhelmed. It's being completely swamped out by the karma that is coming back, echoing back at you now. So I think I'm feeling that. So what is the next one that wants to come out here? I'm going to give 3 and then the one that's on top. 1 shuffle, 2 shuffles, 3 shuffles. This one's on top. What's next? Kuan Yin, kindness and nurturing. So that was in reverse as well. So possibly that is saying that some self-compassion could be helpful here as you're going through very difficult dysregulated energy, and it's tough on the body, I'm picking up on. And maybe you're giving yourself a hard time about this, maybe because you sense on some level that like you made a mistake or you did something wrong that you shouldn't have. But you know, we all make mistakes and we learn from those things, right? But give yourself some self-compassion anyways, so that can help you kind of soothe your way through this energy. And don't be so hard on yourself. Like even if you made a mistake and you're paying back the karma for it now and you're seeing the lesson, like just learn the lesson, don't do it again, and love yourself unconditionally, because God does. God loves everyone unconditionally, and it doesn't even matter your mistakes or anything. So I'm feeling that self-compassion energy is necessary now, but you know, maybe you're not giving it to yourself, and I've been there, done that. I'm working on that right now myself too. You got to give yourself self-compassion as you work on overcoming your karmas, you know. And sometimes we tell ourselves that we're not worthy, and that because we made a mistake we must be a terrible person and this kind of nonsense. And honestly, none of it's true, you know, because like every single soul ever has made mistakes and that's the only way that we grow. And so that often does involve some dark sins. So and still everyone does it at some point, and it doesn't make you a bad person because you just overcome it and learn, and you get to a point when you don't have to repeat that anymore and you've learned a lesson and you gradually grow towards greater enlightenment. So it's just a process, people. So, you know, I think let's be gentle with ourselves. What's next? Why is everything in reverse? Oh, shouldn't sweet success. Yeah, I mean, that's just energy is picking up here with the magician in reverse, a sweet success. So anything you might try to manifest to get yourself out of this because it's uncomfortable and you don't want to pay it back. Maybe there's like an energy of escapism here too, that you're trying to manifest your way out of it, to just override the circumstance. But I think what this Oshun sweet success in reverse card is saying is that's not going to be possible, and it's also probably not necessarily wise, because the karma needs to be paid back. So the energy pattern has to work itself out. And the lesson has to be learned from experiencing the suffering until you understand what the mistake was, in order for you to clear it completely and then have that blank slate, because otherwise it'll just stick around until it's learned, you know. So you can't bypass it, you can't escape it. So I think there's a recommendation here from Spirit as well. Instead of trying to manifest a good situation that would be positive, pleasurable, not so difficult, not so terrible, instead of trying to manifest that just to get out of the karma that you're facing, which has made the life situation suck, instead of manifesting that, redirect whatever manifestation energies you can towards things that will soothe your way through the difficult energy that's coming up, soothe your way through its effect on your body and nervous system, and with the people that you're dealing with that are tough to handle, soothe your way through managing and navigating those relationships, soothe your nervous system, manifest experiences of peace, some quiet time, like bath with take a bath, a warm bath with like some bath salts or something like that, things to regulate your nervous system, some soothing scents, nice candles, some essential oils. Manifest yourself things like that are going to help you stabilize your energy fields, and that's a better use, and probably one that will be allowed to exist coexist with the karma, because I don't think you're going to be successful in manifesting a completely different situation to just bypass the pain, but you might be able to manifest while the pain is happening ways to kind of alleviate the pain in a healthy way that will kind of lessen it and make it easier to work through that energy, to soften some of the pain, to help regulate some of the disturbances in the nervous system, to help you have that self-compassion. So that is a way of self-compassion too, like manifesting that for yourself will be a way to love yourself, and to say, okay, and also maybe to help you forgive yourself too as you work through it, and like let the nervous system kind of cleanse that. So I feel like that's the suggested direction for manifestation here. So let's see what else wants to come out here. What's next? 1, 2, and we're gonna go for 3. Believe in yourself. And finally, we got something upright here, because almost the entire message except for this and 2 of Pentacles is in reverse. So these are the only 2 upright. So believe in yourself, in Nana. Believe that you'll get through this, because I feel like this attaches to the 2 of Pentacles. So believe that you're going to get through this energy. Believe that it will end, and believe that you're worthy, and believe that you deserve to heal. And look at her. She's restful, and she's just really, really beautiful and calm, and she's like just in an energy of self-acceptance and of like a feminine energy, and just like inner acceptance and abundance, possibly, but abundance of peace, if not anything else in the material plane. At least she has like a level of spiritual peace. So what else is there here? Can I get a little bit more? 1, 2, 3. What was the next layer? This one. Mother Mary, emotional healing. That's obviously what's going on in this, right? Like with the nervous system being regulated. Well, right now it's out of balance, but emotional healing to help you work through the energies, clear the karma in a healthy, regulated way, to let it move through the nervous system so that you don't have to hold on to it forever. And so I'm going to put that here with Kuan Yin. And then let's see what else is left here. So 1, 2, 3, and this one wants to come up. Pele, light your fire. So that's related to the manifestation energy too. So don't abandon the fact that you always will have the ability to direct energies and to have manifestations. You can always manifest, like even now. And so I feel like just because you can't and haven't, I feel like you've probably been trying. I feel like you've been trying to manifest yourself into a pleasant circumstance, but it hasn't been allowed. And so you're angry about it because it sucks. And I understand that, because it's a painful energy. But don't deny yourself. Don't forget that you do have manifestation power. Just because it's not working right now because you're facing this karma doesn't mean that it doesn't exist, and it doesn't mean that you're not capable of manifestations. So I'm going to put that with Oshun, because once again, I feel like that's kind of directing the collective, or the person I'm talking to here, feel like they are allowed to manifest themselves things that will alleviate some of the tension and some of the distress of the situation while they work through it. So instead of spiritual bypassing, they're actually going to manifest things that allow them to actively work towards clearing the energy, but they're going to make that process a little smoother and a little bit less painful. So things to kind of ease the pain, smooth the energy flow, and while actually facing what it is, so that this old karma can just move through and be done for once. And we've got Merlin, cosmic knowledge in reverse. So what I'm feeling with that, with Hecate, once again, is like doing more and more desperate means of magic in order to try and manifest whatever you're trying to, more and more desperate kinds of magic to try and manifest your way into a positive experience, to just get out of experiencing the karma. So don't do that. That would be my recommendation. Of course, you can make your own choices, but like if you escalate and go into like more like dark magic places with that, that's going to make even more bad karma, and it's not going to be worth it. It's not going to work out like you think it is. And this is just kind of me giving you that like suggestion, heads up. This is, what I know, and take it as you feel it's true or not. But that is not advisable, I would say. So if that's something you're considering, no. Anyways, and of course you'll do you. And then what do we have here? We have eternal love, Aphrodite in reverse. So once again, that self-love energy. So that actually will be key. And that's related to the Queen of Cups. And the emotional healing, of course, too. Something about the love will allow you to experience a certain kind of wisdom that gets you kind of out of this like ego control thing that's making you want to move towards darker and darker paths to get outside of this without actually dealing with it. And that energy is kind of like an imploding darkness spiral, and it's demonic essentially. I'm going to just call it out. And that is not healthy. And so instead, I feel like because there's already a momentum in that direction, the self-love component is going to help put the brakes on that if you want to. And, of course, and at the end of the day, you have your own ability to make choices. But should you want to not take that path because there's already momentum driving you in that direction, if you want to like turn around and go in the opposite direction, something that's going to help you resist the momentum already in place, going towards more and more devil energy here with the Merlin cosmic knowledge in reverse as well, with like dark magic is basically what I was picking up with that. If you want to reverse that path, you don't want to do that anymore, self-love again, and turning on a self-love back towards yourself and loving other people is going to align you into a more divine energy that's going to allow you to open up your heart and be available to experience divine intuitions of ways that you can work through this energy properly and maybe manifest some like small things that will ease your way through it, and also manifest the lesson. So like, what is the wisdom here that needs to come out from whatever past mistake it is that is now reverberating back at you? What is it that's coming up for release? What is it that you need to learn? So let me ask the Divine Abundance Oracle now. Is there anything that wants to be known here? Let me get all the cards out. That's all of them. Okay, is there anything else that this collective needs to know? Okay. Let's see what we got there. Signs in reverse. Instincts are the message from the inner divine. So I was just talking about that too, right? So if you continue in the momentum of this demonic force, it's going to completely shut off your intuition from the divine that's trying to help you actually learn the karmic lesson so that it can clear. And if you don't listen to those signs, you're going to just get darker and darker and create more karma that you're not going to like, which will come back later anyways. So that's really just a really difficult position. So I understand with that. And so instead, signs in reverse is saying like, please, Spirit's recommendation is attempt the self-love path so that you can get back in alignment with the divine, so that signs actually can become upright and that you hear the divine intuition saying, here's how we're going to tackle this in the aligned, spiritual, godly way that is going to help us learn and release all of this old energy and let it play out so that it can be done, and then move on towards a healthy life path instead, so that one day you can, whenever it's ready, you can get back to having good relationships, a solid financial circumstances, abundance, and happiness and emotional fulfillment, and feeling secure, feeling safe, feeling at peace, feeling like you have enough, feeling like you don't need to control or manipulate things just to get out of pain, things like that, getting out of addiction, I'm even sensing, so things like that. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm sensing here. So I'm actually, because this came out in reverse, but I'm going to leave this upright for you guys, and I'm going to put that over here kind of as the final recommendation from Spirit, if that's what you guys want to do. I am just asking myself, is there anything else that wants to come out here? I'm almost feeling like I want to pull from one card, maybe from all of the decks I put out on the table here. So I think the next one I'm going to move to is going to be the Goddess or Power Oracle deck. And let me just see if there's any support there or any theme expansion, because this deck is good at both of those things. So let's see if there's any card, like maybe just one that wants to come out that will be helpful for this circumstance. So let's see here. And there's a triple moon goddess, because remember Hecate is under here, and there she has the triple moon goddess symbol on her head. So I just thought it just came to me to point that out again. Okay. Okay. Lazy revelation. And so this was in reverse. So revelation is discovery, the divine message of whatever the karmic lesson is. And so you're resisting it, which we've already been picking up on. So that's not really surprising. This is just like a triple confirmation by this point of that energy here. And the recommendation when a card is in reverse for this deck is Reversed meanings mean align. So align, and the same thing with Aphrodite, right? That's what I was saying. So align to the divine revelation. Do not align, should you wish to take a path that's most likely to be helpful for you. Do not align towards resistance any longer, because it's going to just perpetuate more and more of this energy that you're facing that's painful for you, and you don't like it in the first place, I'm sure. So that's not a way forward that's going to get you where you want to go, probably. So that's what I'm feeling for you. So let me pull one card from the Spiritual Tarot here. And these back two are kind of extras. In the front are... Let me just put this right here for 1 second. And then these two are just kind of like, these are just extra cards that come with this deck, but they don't have, they're not part of the tarot. So let's see, is there anything else that this deck can contribute? Can I just get one card really quick, please, Spirit? Okay. Yep, that makes sense. I'm seeing Temperance and the Hierophant in reverse. So once again, oh, and there's more under here too. So Hierophant in reverse was like the same thing as lazy revelation. So you're not listening to God, you're not listening to your spirit guides, you're not listening to a divine aligned path. Temperance, once again, like Aphrodite and like Kuan Yin, which is under here, was saying kind of that emotional healing, right? And that soothing of your nervous system. Ways to manifest yourself, things that are going to help you soothe your nervous system and work on self-love. So that is the suggestion. Again, Ace of Swords, discernment. Yes, very strong. I felt that on top of the Merlin with the darker magics that look like they're being considered. And Ace of Swords is like discernment, like really strongly shouting, like, is that the right thing to do? So asking yourself, like, is that the right path to take? And so then I've got here 5 of Wands upright. I'm feeling some kind of like transmutation. For some reason, this is making me think of like a sauna or like a sweat chamber where you're sweating out the negative energies. And that's one thing that you can do that's like helping regulate the nervous system and helping these bad energies that have now coming back to you from the karma. That's one way to help them kind of work their way out of the body and soothe some of the pain of that energy reverberating back at you right now. Exercise, sweating it out in the sauna, things like that, getting in warm water, I even said earlier, but this is more like a sweat room, a sauna, steam room, to get out that energy, to sweat it out and to feel that release, that nervous system regulation. And light your fire too, interesting, because I wanted to put it over here. And then, and that's a way of self-love. Like there's these small actions you can take that you can manifest some small actions right now. And that will help you manifest self-love through these self-care routines. And that is one way. That's a big suggestion here. It keeps coming out to help soothe the karma. And I'm going to get one card here from this last secondary tarot deck if there's anything else that wants to be known, or if there's any other confirmations. Let me just make sure I got all the cards. This last one in here is another kind of promotional one. So that's all of them. Is there anything else that wants to be known here? Let's see here. Is there anything else that I haven't covered that needs to be known or will be helpful? Okay. The Star, and it kind of came out sideways. Oh, and the Two of Pentacles. Well, we got a double confirmation on the Two of Pentacles. I mean, that was a very important energy in this reading, so I'm not really surprised that that came out twice. So I guess I'll put that like that so that you can see we got Two of Pentacles more than once. Isn't that interesting? And yeah, and then the Star card is, once again, I was feeling the energy of the Temperance, of the revelation, of the divine path being revealed. And this kind of came out sideways, so I felt like what I wanted to say with this card was, by the end of this reading, if the viewer has made it this far, as they're listening to me give this reading to them, it's helped them shift from like completely wanting to be in resistance still to the divine path towards it's helped them soften a little bit, and they're starting to consider turning around the other way to be like in alignment with the divine again. So I felt like this card was just kind of reflecting the state of the audience a little bit and their energy by this point in the reading. So it looks like you may have started to consider maybe taking some of the suggestions here and taking the other spiritual path that's offered. And I would say A+ for you. I would say absolutely go for that. we're going to go back towards God and not towards the devil. So that is the recommendation from Spirit here. I think it's been a very clear message. I know it hasn't been a fun one. It's been rather a dark message, but I hope this is helpful for whoever this is meant for. And if you find this message and it resonates with you, please leave me a comment and just letting me know that it resonates, and whatever else like you've thought about the reading. And you can go ahead and leave me a like. And if anyone else there wants to, they can subscribe to this channel for more content like this. So I'm going to wish you guys a lot of joy, peace, and love. And I will see you all later. Goodbye.